A huge object has appeared above the Earth. Its light eclipses all except the 7 brightest stars. This object in the night sky is becoming a real problem for space observers. Welcome to the Space Diary channel. Before watching, I want to ask you to help our channel by liking and subscribing. Thank you for being with us. Now, the BlueWalker 3 communication satellite is orbiting the Earth, which has a large antenna array. Because this satellite reflects sunlight very well, it is one of the brightest objects in the night sky. With its light, it overshadows almost all other celestial bodies, except for the 7 brightest stars. AST SpaceMobile, the US company that launched this satellite last year, which is a space cell tower, plans to launch about 100 more such satellites. According to a study published in the journal Nature, this satellite is already a problem for astronomers because its reflected light interferes with space observations. Due to the reflected light of the sun, the satellite obscures almost all celestial bodies, except for the Moon, Venus, Jupiter, and 7 of the brightest stars. The authors of the study point out that BlueWalker 3 is now as bright during observations with ground-based telescopes as 2 of the 10 brightest stars in the night sky, Procyon and Ahriman. Scientists write that this space cell tower poses a serious threat to space observations. If about 100 more of the same satellites are launched into orbit, it will be a real disaster for astronomy, scientists say. Communications and internet satellites reflect sunlight to the Earth and create light streaks in images taken by ground-based telescopes while observing space. According to a new study, satellites such as BlueWalker 3 also pose a threat to radio astronomy by interfering with and thus distorting data from radio telescopes. Scientists write that the brightness of BlueWalker 3 changes periodically, and sometimes it becomes much more brighter than usual. So far, there are no specific rules for regulating the brightness of satellites in orbit, and therefore the authors of the study recommend taking this into account when launching such objects. After all, astronomical observations from the Earth can be greatly affected by the light reflected by satellites. According to the AST SpaceMobile company, engineers are trying to solve the problem voiced by scientists so that in the future, such satellites do not affect astronomical observations. Certain steps have already been taken. For example, the company is now sharing the location of its satellite to help astronomers plan their observations. In the future, a new generation of communication satellites should be equipped with a special anti-reflective coating. Astronomers are hindered not only by the huge BlueWalker 3 satellite, but also by SpaceX's Starlink satellites, as well as by other companies that launch such objects into orbit. For example, Elon Musk's company plans to place more than 42,000 internet satellites in low Earth orbit. Amazon plans to deploy more than 3,000 communication satellites and OneWeb, almost 650 satellites. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow for more interesting videos.